morning, everybody. Optimus Prime here, back with another video review. Now, today, I'm going to go back to this style video for a while. Test, let's say, to see if you guys like this style better, or if you like the one behind where I'm behind the camera and you just see my hands and things like that. But anyway, as per the words up top or wherever they go, we're going to be taking a look at Transformers IDW Deluxe Class Bumblebee. I do have Bumblebee, obviously, because this is the comic that it comes with. Interestingly enough, I have not read this yet. I've read Thundercrackers, Trail Cutters, Trail Breakers, Orion Packs, and Megatrons. So out of the 5 figures that I have, I've read 4 of the comics. Bumblebee, I don't know. I'll probably get to reading his sometime, eventually. But anyway, that's the comic out of the way. Now, Bumblebee, from what I can tell... Oh, that's cool. Sorry, I just noticed one of the characters, I think that might be in it. Yeah, it is him. That's pretty cool. I think... Who's that face guy? Gears? Hover? I think he's in this comic, and I can't really show him... I can't really say, because I don't know for sure. Oh, I just went British there for a second, sorry. Yeah, I may do that. I may read this eventually, and I may swap into my British, I guess. But first, onto the accessories of the toy. He comes with this little zapper gun, which does come apart. So, you can have one on one side and one on the other. The problem with mine, is I'll just get Bumblebee here. The pegs for him are on the underside, right there. Fold the little peg up, slide it in there, and mine, it stays in there, but it's incredibly loose. The only thing that's holding it is the tab on the one side there. Can't see that. There's a tab right there by his palm, which is holding it from swinging. So, I don't really like Bumblebee's guns, per se. His zapper, as I call it. But it does combine to become a nifty... It's quite a nifty cannon. So Bumblebee first shows up in More Than Meets the Eye, Part 1. And technically, yeah, he is. He's one of the few Transformers to make it through the movie alive. Go figure. Now, he has had several toy incarnations. Bumblebee, of course, in the Rude Awakening of Optimus Prime, I think? It's one of them. He gets reformatted into Goldbug. So. And Goldbug is very much... Yeah, it was season... No, it was season 3. Because he's Goldbug in the Rebirth. But there we go. We won't get into the Rebirth. I really like the Rebirth. Anyway. Of course, he has had his Generation 1 toy, which is a Volkswagen. Now, Bumblebee... I would get into the toys of Bumblebee. He's just had so many. He had several Generation 1. He had his original form. I love it. He had a Pretender's form, which was a little bit better of a Volkswagen shape. He then had... I don't think he was in RID, thankfully, or Beast Wars, which was weird, because Bumblebee, you'd think, would be really good for Beast Wars, but we had Cheetor, so, in all honesty, I like Cheetor better. There we go. And as far as I know, get your chest down there, Bumblebee. As far as I know, Bumblebee doesn't show up again until animated, and the movie. He was in animated, he was very much the comic relief person, along with Bulkhead and Sari for the first part. Then the movie came along. And like a lot of people, when I heard Bumblebee was going to be in the movie, I was like, what? No! Not Bumblebee! And then I saw the movie. And holy crap, can Bumblebee fight. Which seems to be the way that they're going now. I mean, even Prime Bumblebee can really fight. He can't talk, well, he can now, but he couldn't talk for the first 2 seasons, which, probably for the better. Anyway, so every time Bumblebee's appeared on screen or on the television, we've gotten a toy version. We've gotten several versions of animated Bumblebee. We got several versions of movie Bumblebee as well. And we got a few versions in the Classics line. Now this here... Why don't you stay? There we go. This here is the Reveal the Shield Bumblebee, which is just a repaint of the Classics Bumblebee, which I don't actually have. It's the Classics Bumblebee / Cliffjumper. But there we go. And I really do like it. I took the liberty of taking off that back spoiler, though. I just think it makes him look more Volkswagen-y. And this does come off. It's just his little... just his little jet ski thing. And I think he looks really kind of cool without it. Very Generation 1 inspired. And the paint is... Well, it's an orangey yellow. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Okay? Here is Classics Bumblebee. Here is IDW Bumblebee. Which one's more yellow? Yeah. The only thing I don't like about the IDW Bumblebee is his head. Don't get me wrong, it's a good head sculpt. It's very, very nice. The only problem is, it's a little flat. It's a little thin. You know, I'm trying to get away so I can show this. It's very... You know, I don't know if you can, how well you can see that, but it looks like someone just went thunk to his face. I mean, he does have a slight detail, but because of the way he transforms, there's not a whole lot you can do with his head. Maybe because I'm used to the very round Bumblebee head there, and then we got this lump, which... For articulation, well, first I'll get on to the... I haven't done this way in a long time. The paint. The paint is a very nice, it's got a yellow metallic flake to it. The only problem I do have is, like with, what they did is it's very, very close, the doors and the actual fender panel here. It's very nicely blended in to the rest of the figure. So it's kind of hard to tell. There is a difference. There is a slight difference. The doors don't have as much metallic and they're a little lighter. But then you come to the arms. And the arms, because they're painted on black, are incredibly darker than the rest of the figure. Which is a major pain, I must say. But not enough to have me hate on this figure. Now, some people have been noticing that the shin guards, or excuse me, the knee pads on their Bumblebees haven't been painted. I fortunately got one that both of them has been painted. They're a little loose, but I think that's mainly for articulation. You can see that one's flopping about. Yeah, it flops a bit. And the one thing I will say too, I don't know if it's just the way that I'm holding him, but his chest doesn't like to stay tabbed in. So the articulation is basic for these kind of figures. His head will turn side to side, no up and down. His arms will go all the way around if you fan out the door like that. Will go all the way around. I'm not sure. Yeah, I have the arms right. Never mind. And it'll go. He doesn't. His shoulder guard doesn't have a separate joint. So if you want to move the arms, you have to move the entire panel, which is kind of a shame. You know, I would have liked to see, you know, maybe another cut joint in there, or another bend or something, so we can move his arm while having this part stay straight. No swivel. And if it is, it's, well... He does have a arm swivel, but I'm thinking that it's not meant to be moved, because every time I try to move it, it just pops out. Yeah. Not meant to be moved. So he does bend at the elbow on a plastic ratchet, and nothing at the wrist. Okay, moving on down to the waist. If I can get his Bumblebee. There we go. Nothing at the waist. He does have ball-jointed hips, rotates at the thigh, bends at the knee, and his foot is articulated, but mostly for the transformation. It's on a ball joint, and it's got another little joint down here at the toe, basically for transformation, but it's there nonetheless. Speaking of transformation, I don't have any comparisons. Dang it. Oh well. Speaking of the transformation, we'll get onto it now. These reviews might be a little longer videos, just because I like them. And I can get talking a little bit more. They're unscripted. Not that the ones that are on the behind the camera are scripted too, but I have less to say about the actual toy itself when I'm doing a video review behind the camera. It's weird. Although when you haven't talked to a camera for a while, and then you turn it on and grab a toy, it's kind of... Ooh. Anyway, moving on to the transformation, what you want to do is just slide the chest up, which is a very nifty feature. You just slide it up. Fold back the door wings. Take the arms. Now the arms have this little slit in them, and there's a little slot right on the door. You can't see it because it's yellow, but it's right on this panel here. That arm will tab nicely into. Just holds it there. Okay, do the same on the other side. Come on, get up there. There we go. Rotate them down like so. Push them up, and they'll stay just like that. Now, coming around here, what you want to do, take this piece. There's that piece there. Take it and bring it forward, and it should slide right there. Now, the little tabs right there, which you want to get under the fenders. And the front has to tab in. You just gotta monkey with it till everything snaps in place. Whoops. There we go. Come on. Come on. There we go. Whoops. He's a bit of a pain, I will say, to get into vehicle mode. There we go. So you should have your front of the car looking like that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool little sports car mode. Now, what you want to do, come around here to the bottom, to the feet. Take the toe, fold it up, like that. Same on the other side. Just fold it up. Take the legs, fold them up and into the cabin. Cabin? Yeah, cabin. Of the vehicle. Make sure that the toes stay tabbed in, because that can be a real pain later on. Like that. Bring this one in. Like so. And then just basically tab everything together. Push the legs together. And pop the door in. And final checks, just making sure that everything is straight and tabbed in. Yep. Now, I will say this about the vehicle mode. It is very, very nice. You know, it's really good. There aren't any paint details lacking, aside from the door panel, or the door hinges, the door handles, which, ironically enough, I could probably put in with a Sharpie or something, but I don't want to risk it. It's a very nice sports car mode. Gone are the days when Bumblebee's a Volkswagen. Sports car's the way to go, man. It's very movie meets Prime Bumblebee. You know, with the stripes from the movie, which I do like Bumblebee having this this style now, rather than just being all white. It makes him look more like a Bumblebee. If that makes any sense. The one other condition I do have is where the back panels are this kind of sparkly metallic, the front, the side windows, and the windshield are all clear plastic. Which, fine, if they were going to do that, then just make the back clear. You've done it on other Bumblebees. Not very good ones, but... The split spoiler is kind of cool. It's not as pronounced as, say, Hotshot from Armada. But the less said about that figure, the better. Or the Dion repaint, which was Classics Hotshot, excuse me. But I do like Bumblebee overall. The hood scoop's nice. Hood scoop's a nice touch right there. This figure's kind of yellow, so it's kind of hard to see. Forgive me. But yeah, that is Bumblebee. Done for now. If you see Bumblebee, I'd pick him up. He is one of my favorites from this new IDW line, and I'll probably be getting Goldbug, just because that paint job looks awesome. Although I hear it's prone to gold plastic syndrome, but I haven't had one of those yet, so there we go. And he does roll rather nicely. His chest here the chest does kind of scrape, but if you have him transformed right, it shouldn't. Final thoughts on the figure, other than I like it. The gun is kind of weird. There's no way around it. This gun is weird. You can't even have him hold it like a cannon. Like, you can have it tabbed into his forearm, like I said, and have it like a zapper cannon. But it's just not for me. It's just not my taste. Anyway, that's about all I can think to say, really. This has been Optimus Prime. I want to thank you for tuning in.